Hi everyone, and welcome again to my channel, International Immigrant. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please click that subscribe button, click the bell for notifications for when I upload a new video. I upload a new video every week and every now and again. There's an extra one as a bonus. And like the videos, please. It helps other people find them. Today, we are going to be talking about 10 things that are good to know when you live in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. A few weeks ago, I uploaded the 10 most important things that I learned whilst living in Mexico. But today we are going to talk about 10 things that are really good to know before you go there, before you decide to settle, or even maybe if you're there right now, hopefully this will be some information that will be of use to you. Number one, the weather. So I lived in Playa del Carmen for almost 3 months and Cancun in a month. I spent a lot of time walking along the beach in Playa del Carmen. Whilst the beaches in Mexico are known for being absolutely beautiful, and they are, for quite a lot of the year you will find this, Sargasso Seaweed. It washes up on the shore daily, and it is something that you will find for a better part of the year. It is worse in Playa del Carmen from my understanding, a little bit better in Cancun. But for most of the year, you will find this as you're trying to swim. Sargasso has a terrible smell attached to it, but you can see that there's actually not that much today. We are in mid-October of 2021, and the Sargasso has started to clear up quite a lot. But often it is right here in the ocean with you, and you have to go out quite a way to actually get clear of it in order to swim comfortably. It's in the ocean for a lot of time of the year. From November to about the end of February, is my understanding, is the best, and the Sargasso is almost gone, but it's there. And if you want to spend a lot of time in the ocean, swimming and splashing around, you're going to have to battle the Sargasso as you go. Another thing about this time of year, from June to November, is it's hurricane season. Well, this morning is absolutely beautiful. June to November is hurricane season, and they can rip through the Yucatan Peninsula and leave you no doubt about the power of Mother Nature. Some years the hurricanes are brutal, and there are many. Some seasons it's very easy and very light. Thank goodness when I was there was only one, and I did enjoy the lead up to it and the hurricane coming through. I didn't enjoy the 13-hour power outage afterwards, but it was very interesting to experience. Another thing that's amazing in Mexico is you've never seen the skies change so quickly, or at least I hadn't. I've lived in 7 countries, and I've never seen blue skies change to clouds and a downpour so quickly in all my life. Within a matter of 20 minutes, the sky can be a completely different beast. The good thing is, when the rain comes, it comes very quickly. There's usually a downpour, and then it usually dissipates very quickly. So you can just ride it out if you want to go out for a walk or go to the beach or do something that you had already planned. Number 2, mosquitoes. So one of the most frustrating things about being in Mexico, and I can only speak for the Yucatan Peninsula, Playa del Carmen and Cancun, are the mosquitoes. They will drive you absolutely crazy. Some people probably won't have a big problem with them, but they love to bite me, and my legs are the favorite place for them. So basically the entire time that I've been here in Mexico, I bought like a little one of these that plugs into the wall. So these are not obviously healthy for you to breathe in. They're chemicals. You buy the Raid mats I've been buying. They come in little packets like this, and you take one, you slip it in, you plug it into the wall, and it gives you 12 hours, it says here, of protection, which is probably right. I sometimes burn 2 a day, it just depends. And but a lot of people just buy insect repellents, DEET being the one that works the most effectively. I think it's Off, I think, is the big brand with DEET in it. And a lot of people will just spray themselves incessantly. I chose not to do that. I chose because I'm at home working, teaching a lot, and so at home is where they bother me the most when I'm sleeping. So I basically have used these Raid mats, but you can buy these here in Mexico, no problem. But if you want to bring insect repellent with you, please do. Number 3, taxis. This is a very, very interesting phenomenon that I learned about. For example, Uber is basically non-existent in Mexico because the syndicates and the cartels don't want them to operate. In Cancun, you could use the apps Didi and Cabify, but you basically couldn't use them in Playa del Carmen. It was a very locked down system. So what I learned from the locals and from people that had been there a while was, you figure out basically what a local would pay for a taxi. Maybe you add an extra 10 pesos to it. And when you go somewhere, you don't ask or haggle a deal. You tell them where you want to go, get out the cab, and hand them what is the going rate for that trip and walk away. The only exceptions, however, were places like Walmart, where they are legally allowed to charge more. And they usually want to charge you a lot more. I kind of learned, nope, before you even put the bags into the back of a taxi cab at Walmart, haggle your deal out first. Tell them, I only have this much money on me. They stand there thinking for a while as if they're going to turn you down. If you wait long enough, they'll nod their head begrudgingly, and you get in the cab and you go home. But taxis, pay them and walk. It's a good tip. Number 4, expats. If you watched the video that I put out on the top 10 most important things that I learned, you would have seen the information that I gave about expats. And I'm going to reiterate it here because it's a very, very important point as far as I'm concerned. There are 2 main groups of expats that live in Mexico. Those that live in a bit of fear and live in their gated communities and don't go out very much. They have cars. Life is a bit easier. And then those that have lived there for many months or many years and basically say that there's no fear in living in Mexico. We all know that Mexico is a dangerous place. It doesn't mean you want to draw the danger towards you, but it also doesn't mean that you want to drop your guard. Stay vigilant and stay safe. Sit somewhere in between these 2 expat groups and take everything that's said with a pinch of salt. Sometimes people have good points, sometimes people are overreacting. Just see how you feel about the information. Err on the side of caution, and then as you learn and as you settle in and as you feel better, make up your own mind. Number 5, communication. This tags on to what I was saying about expats. Communication is very important. And the last thing you want to do, especially if you're traveling alone, is go to a new place and be completely isolated. So you're going to want to communicate, and you're going to want to join groups to make friends and contacts as soon as possible. Joining groups is always the best thing. And Facebook, I found, worked the best for me. Through Facebook groups, I was given links to WhatsApp groups. WhatsApp is very predominant in Mexico. And the WhatsApp groups are actually the primary form of communication that most Mexicans and expats use while in Mexico. Joining those groups is so much easier, and you really get to know what's going on because people are posting stuff all the time. When you join the Facebook groups, as I've mentioned before, there's a lot of conflicting information. Sort through it, see what the majority of the comments are saying, and then make up your own mind. It's not what you know in this world, but often who you know, and knowledge is power. So try and figure out who seems to be the most reasonable, reach out to them. In a private message, I did, and I got a lot of good information that way. Make friends as soon as you can, so you can find out the best places to eat, the best places to rent a car if you want to, any contacts that you can. I got contacts of a private driver who drove me down to Playa del Carmen when I needed to go, and I felt safe and secure, so that was great for me. But most importantly, the friends will help you stay safe and feel at home. Number 6, location. I personally wouldn't suggest staying in very local areas. So local areas can come with a challenge of their own. They're usually quite far out. Sometimes you need a car to go down to downtown. If you're on the other side of the freeway, There are a lot of expat locals there, and there are some gated communities. But down here, there is none of this. The first Airbnb that I took, it was too far out. And it took me so long to walk anywhere and to go anywhere. Even if I wanted to go to a cafe just for a few hours, it was quite a trek to get there. Local areas can also be a lot more dirty, and there are certain things that you have to walk far or go far to get because the locals really don't want them. I didn't enjoy that area very much, and one of the main reasons I didn't really enjoy it will lead me into my next point. Number 7, animals. Unfortunately, in Mexico, there are a lot of homeless cats and dogs. And if you are an animal lover like me, it will really break your heart. It's not fun to see all of these animals living on the street. Some of them are sick. It's a terrible time, and I chose not to put photos or videos of them because it was distressing to me, and it may be distressing for you. You get a lot more of these animals in very local areas. I rescued a little cat, Carmen, who, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen before. And I was very glad that I managed to rescue her. Currently, as I record this video, she is waiting to be taken to her forever home in the US, and I cannot wait until she gets there. I will upload a video about her as soon as she's settled into her new home. But the homeless animals broke my heart. Number 8, internet. Internet is actually going to be better than you thought. I came from South Africa, where the internet, as far as I'm concerned, after living in Canada and the US, was terrible. And I was pleasantly surprised by how good the Mexican internet is. It just depends on how much they want to pay, what plan they want to get. Often Airbnbs do try and get a better internet plan because they know that they're going to have gringos staying there who are going to expect more, and many of them are remote workers. But you'll be pleasantly surprised how good the internet can be. Number 9, Spanish. Spanish is very helpful, but not necessary. If you're going to live in the Yucatan Peninsula, if you're going to go to Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen, even Bacalar, Spanish is not necessary. It's a good thing to learn, and it's definitely good to have basics, how to give directions, tell them where you're going, how to ask for things in a store, order things in a restaurant, and potentially order a few things in a pharmacy if you need to. But with Google Translate and all the apps that we have now that will just translate our voices, it's not a necessary skill to have. Number 10, staying safe. Taking a taxi alone may prove to be a risk. I definitely felt it in Cancun, and unfortunately, maybe I was listening to a lot of gated community people, but they were saying, try not to get into a taxi alone. In Playa del Carmen, I never worried about that. I was a little bit nervous at first. After my first taxi ride, I never gave it another thought. So taking a taxi alone in Playa del Carmen really didn't bother me. But be vigilant. There are scams all over Mexico, and some of them do include taxis. Some taxis are not registered. Some taxis have slightly different markings on them, which tell you that they don't belong to a certain organization. Sometimes the best thing to do is to reach out to the groups and the friends that you have and find somebody who you can contact whenever you need to take a taxi. When I had to take Miss Carmen to the vet, I found a lovely taxi driver called Benny. I paid him gringo prices, but he was available to me, and he was a very kind, nice guy. Something else that I learned that I never experienced because I never stayed in a hotel or a resort while I was there, but I heard enough about it to put it into this video. When you're staying in a resort or a hotel, just be very cautious of things that are valuable. Your passport, extra money, jewelry. Try and lock them in a safe, take them with you, or put them somewhere that somebody won't be able to find them. I have heard first-hand stories of people walking into their hotel room, coming back early from an excursion, and finding staff members checking under the bed or searching for things in their hotel room. And I've also heard from people who have lost money and items when they return to their room. It happens. Just be cautious. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've certainly enjoyed making it for you. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them underneath the video and I will be more than happy to respond to them. Enjoy your time in Mexico and stay safe.